be okay with change because change is constant, so there's no avoiding it.
Mm.
So when it does come, even though it feels, even though it feels scary, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to The Dream Show, where each episode I sit down with someone just like you.
I'm in a current phase of pushing myself to do things.
To decode the meaning behind your dreams and explore their connection with trauma, healing, and the subconscious mind.
I do like to watch and see where the dream takes me.
My name is Jesse Lyon, your host, a licensed counselor, certified trauma hypnotherapist, and a dream interpreter. So whether it's a nightmare,
I don't know why, but I knew that he was talking about me. And he comes storming up to the door. And I remember him shouting, "Where is my son?"
a bizarre scene, or something too weird to even describe,
It was so traumatic for me, literally, I have blocked all but this memory.
we dive in and learn to listen to the messages that your mind is trying to tell you. Let's jump into it. Welcome to The Dream Show. Today I am sitting here with Paula, a longtime follower, and we were just chatting about how it's so funny that, I'll have all these conversations and comments and DMs with people, and then, Paula pops on. It's like, oh, we talk all the time. I was like, do we? It's like, you see my face all the time, but this is the first time I'm seeing Paula's face. So this is great. Thank you so much for being a follower of the channel and supporting for such a long time. And glad to finally have you on The Dream Show. This is great. How did you end up finding my channel, or like what drew you to this weird niche of dream interpretation?
Well, no, I was just I was just scrolling on TikTok and I had fallen on to one of your videos about dream interpreting. And then I fell down the rabbit hole, right? So I just kept going, and then I'm like, okay. And then one night I had a dream and I'm like, I had no clue what it meant. Like I had my own interpretations.
Okay.
But then I knew you interpret dreams, so I'm like, maybe I'll ask him what it means. And yeah.
There we go. Do you often interpret your dreams? Like, is that something you had already been doing?
Well, I try to. I try, but I'm not no specialist, right?
Sure. Yeah. But you can get an idea. You can start to
I get some ideas.
Nice. So tell me a little bit about like what your dreams tend to look like. Are you a very vivid dreamer? Do you dream a lot?
I don't think I dream a lot. It's just, because I know we're constantly dreaming, and the dreams that you remember are the ones that are like messages. And I've known that since forever now, because that book of 1,000 Dreams Interpreted that came back out in the 90s.
Oh yeah, old school, man.
So I started trying to interpret my dreams since then, right?
Sure, yeah.
And yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What are your dreams typically like? Are you a very visual dreamer? Is it more like sensations? Are they good dreams? Are they like negative dreams?
They're all different kinds of dreams.
Okay.
Some of them, maybe most of them are like, what the heck is going on kind of dream,
So bizarre.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some of them in my past have been trying to heal myself dreams.
Oh.
Trying to heal my past and trying to get over my past. And
okay.
Yeah.
Do you know that they're trying to heal your past because there'll be like settings from the past, or
exactly.
People
from the past, settings from the past, like the houses I grew up in. Just dreams like that.
That's awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Well, okay. So outside of your dream world, what's give me a little bit about you in the real world. What state do you live in? Are you in the U.S.? What do you do for a living? You're in Canada? Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Quebec. I'm in Montreal, Quebec.
Nice. Yeah. Shout out to my Canadian followers. I think that's second. I mean, obviously U.S. I'm in the U.S., but Canada's right behind. A lot of followers in Canada. So hey, that's great. Thanks for being here. And what do you do? What's your life about?
I've had a very traumatic life. I suffer PTSD.
Okay.
Depression, anxiety.
Hmm.
Yeah, my dreams, my head, like, isn't nice to me most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I say, like, most of my dreams have been about me healing from my past.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I do find that people run into that a lot when it comes to my content, this feeling that my mind is against me. And even the way that you phrase that, it seems like it can feel that way sometimes. I've got so much empathy for it. It's like, I go to sleep and I have this horrible dream and now my day's ruined. And so it just
Mm,
feels like why would you do this to me? And so
yeah.
that's why it's such a big push and a mission of the channel to help people understand, like, your brain's not trying to sabotage you. It's actually trying to heal. But
That's it.
sometimes that healing process is painful.
It's painful, and you're just going, why?
Yeah.
Like, what are you trying to tell me?
Yeah. The conscious mind wakes up and it's like, what is this garbage? Yeah. So, okay. So in Canada, there's a history of mental health stuff that kind of plays a role in your dreams. What's your day-to-day life look like? Are you, what kind of industry do you work in? Do you have family that lives
Don't work.
close?
I don't work because, unfortunately, like, my anxiety and depression has gotten to me to the point where I'm on basically disability.
Gotcha. Yeah. No shame in that.
I don't
Happens.
do anything really during my day, but I try to do things to keep myself occupied.
Got it.
Next week I am going back to school.
Okay. What are you going to
So,
study?
I'm actually going back to finish my secondary for math so I can go into secretarial studies.
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. That'd be great. I bet a
Yeah.
lot of remote work opportunities for secretarial stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Okay, cool. Cool. Well, that gives me a little bit about you and like your history. So I kind of get a sense of what's going on here. What is the dream that we're unpacking today? I'll let you
Okay,
take the
so
floor.
it's a pretty weird, it's, and it's weird because, like, it's a continuating dream, but, like,
Hmm.
not right away, within, like, a span of, like, maybe a month apart.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's why the first part of it, I was like, wasn't too into it. But then about a month later, I had, like, the second part of it, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? You
Like a
know?
month later. So you had like the first part, and then a month later, the dream picks up, and you have the second part.
Yeah.
Did it go longer than that, or is it just kind of like it's like a Netflix series, part one, part two? You're waiting for season two to come out.
No, it went pretty much about a month.
Okay, okay. And so there
Yeah.
was no third part. It was just part
No,
one,
it
part
was
two.
just, yeah.
Whoa.
So,
Okay.
yeah, okay, so
Go
really
for it.
weird. I'm in an airport, right?
Okay.
And I'm being told that I have to board a plane, but I don't want to board the plane. I'm scared.
Okay.
And it goes on for a while. Like, there's TSA that comes out, there's security that comes out telling me I have to board the plane. I have to board the plane. You have no choice.
Mm.
And so I finally convinced myself to get on, and the plane is pitch black. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's pitch black. And
Not what you want to see.
the only thing I could see are the lights from the cockpit because the door is open.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm looking around and I feel like I'm cuffed because I can't move my arms.
Oh.
And I'm looking around, and like I said, I only see the lights from the cockpit, and then I see a seat in the back of back of the plane,
Yeah. I gotta
and
I gotta take notes while you do this.
it
There's so
has
many good
this.
symbols already. I'm pulling
That's
out my
why
phone.
I'm like, yes, I need to talk to Jesse, right? So yeah, I'm in the back of the plane, and I sit down and I strap up. No, I don't even strap up. I don't want to strap up. And then as the plane is taking off, oh, this bringing back so many memories,
Oh, what memories? What are you feeling right now?
like anxiety,
Oof.
because, like, so the plane, I eventually find out that it's not a passenger plane, it's a cargo plane.
Okay.
And I'm on there, like I said, I'm on there for a while. I'm still being told I gotta get off. I have no choice but to get off. And I'm just telling them, no, I want to go home. That's all I want to do is just bring me back home. And they're like, well, okay, the only way you can get home is if you jump.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
What? Jump?
Jump.
They give you a parachute at least?
No.
No, you just gotta.
No.
Well, Paula about to go splat.
This whole time, this whole while I'm dreaming, it's me not wanting to leave the plane, but telling me I have to leave the plane if I want to go home.
Well, that's so funny because
jump.
you didn't want to get on the plane, but then once you were on the plane, you didn't want to get off the plane.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you feel comfortable on the plane, like once you were in there?
No, I didn't. I felt so uneasy. I was scared. I was going back and forth, like a pacing back and forth on the plane, knowing that I'm not strapped, but I don't care because I want to get off.
But then when it was time to get off, why did you not want to get off?
I don't know. I was just too scared. I was too scared. I didn't want to get off. I knew there was something at the bottom that was waiting for me that I just didn't want to see.
Damn. Okay.
So what I guess felt like the end of the dream, or towards the end of the dream, is I end up convincing myself to jump.
Okay.
I really want to get off.
Yeah.
So I remember the door opening and them telling me it's going to be okay, you're going to land fine, and I jump. But it doesn't end there. I jump, and it's so weird because I feel myself falling the whole time.
Oh, yeah. I know that feeling. Had that dream.
I'm feeling myself falling the whole time, and then I guess the ending of the dream, I end up doing like this Spider-Man / Black Widow stance.
Okay.
Like, when you're falling and you
kind of knocked everything on my desk over. But you put your fist down and you're like this, Whoa. Yeah. I know because my 2-year-old loves Spider-Man. He does that every day.
So that was the end of the dream. The first part of the dream.
I got so excited about Spider-Man, I knocked everything.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. And that's the end of... Okay, wait, is that the end of the first
first
part 1?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I almost feel like you should tell me part 2 before we get into it. Because I don't want to suggest things and then mess up your own projections.
Like I said, it wasn't because you know how continuing dreams you have them right after.
Typically, yeah.
Right after. Typically, no. This one only came a month after.
Wow.
I had it maybe 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And okay.
Oh,
so
very recent. 2 weeks ago.
Recently, yeah.
Whoa.
So
Okay.
this is why, yeah, I have to get a hold of Jesse.
Here we are. Man. Yeah.
So then, okay, so the second part continues the way it left off.
Okay.
I'm falling, and once again, I do the Spider-Man thing. And it's pitch black.
Oh.
Okay, it's pitch black, but I hear people, I hear horses, I hear carriages.
That's almost worse. Pitch black and you're hearing voices, horses, carriages?
Yeah.
Is that comforting to you in the moment? Or is that
no,
well, shit.
I'm going, where the hell am I? Trying to find my bearings. And I'm okay, once again, I'm panicking. And I'm going, what the hell is going on? Why? So, yeah, it's pitch black. And I'm trying to figure out where I'm going. And I end up in an alleyway. An old alleyway. Okay, so the setting, I see it's in a post-World War II Germany. And I know it's in Germany because when I hear the people speaking, they're speaking in German.
Okay.
And so I'm in an alleyway. It's pitch black. And the reason why I say it's like a post World War is because the houses are old type houses with the brick layering and the big bay windows with the candle lights, the candles with the candle lights in the windows. Because there's light, but that's the only kind of light that I see are the lights from the candle lights.
Wait, I gotta ask, is there any personal connection to Germany? Like, is that any part of your
No.
history or ancestry? No, okay.
No.
Because it's important, like when it comes to symbols, you kind of want to check, like, is this a personal symbol or is this more of a like general social symbol? So no personal connection to Germany. Okay.
No personal connection whatsoever.
Okay.
And then, so I'm walking around for a bit and I'm trying to find my way. I'm trying to find my way back home, trying to find a way, see if there is a way back home. And I'm just wandering, walking, and nothing. I just wake up. Like, I don't even go home. I don't know. I still don't know where I am. And then all of a sudden I wake up, like, as I'm about to wake up, the sun starts shining. Because, like, while all this is happening, like I said, it's like pitch black and the only light I can see is the candle lights from the windows. But when I'm about to wake up, I'm still there, but the sun starts shining through and then I'm awake.
Huh. My initial reaction is the first part of the dream seems scarier than the second part of the dream. But maybe, would you agree with that, or?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, because the first dream part totally freaked me out.
Yeah, I don't want to be on the plane.
First of all, why am I in a plane? Why am I being forced to get on the plane? And then when it's time to get off, why don't I want to get off?
Yeah.
And then I end up in Germany. What?
The Germany thing is so interesting to me. Like, what's your connection? Like, when you think of, well, what do you think of when you think of post-World War II Germany? And then how did that feel, recognizing you were in that geographical setting when you did realize it in the dream? Did that add fear? Did that add peace?
No, it honestly, besides the fact of it being dark and only being able to see candlelights, I was pretty calm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't seem threatening. It's post-World War.
Like, the second part of the dream was more calm than the first part, because the first part freaked me right out.
Yeah, no, that was a bad day. Yeah. Some anxiety, something that we're going to have to explore here in a couple minutes.
German, I don't know. Maybe it's because, like, I'm Irish, Italian, Scottish.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I have my own thoughts, but I don't want to steamroll your own associations with it. So I'm being
honestly,
tender.
I don't know where the Germany part is coming from and why is it post World War II? Like, am I
I've got some thoughts.
am I remembering parts of, like, I don't know, another life or something?
That's a good question. Is spirituality a big part of your life, like past lives? Okay, okay.
It is.
Do you mind if I ask
I'm really open to that.
Okay. Is it more of like an organized religion, like Christianity, Muslim, Buddhist, or just more spiritual?
More spiritual, more I guess of the way of the things that, like, the experiences that I've went through to, like, make me believe in that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So past life, maybe a past life. I'm all for that. I've been trained in past life regression hypnotherapy, which is very interesting stuff. Those are some great sessions. Okay, but we won't get into that. All right, so let's take a look at this dream. I wanted to make sure to ask all the questions so I didn't give you suggestions and then muddy your associations. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, the very first thing I got to say is, like, the being forced to go. It's like, wow, that sounds like it's got to be a big part of your life. Like, are there situations in your life where you feel forced to make transitions or changes or to move in different directions in your life that you really didn't want to, but life is forcing you into them?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I say that, what is the first thing that comes into your head? And it sounds like it must be very recent, like over the past couple months, because this first portion of the dream happened about a month ago. So I would imagine that you're going through a situation in your life where you feel pushed into a change that you'd rather not, but I don't have a choice.
Yeah. Yeah, because like
What's that?
I'm trying to move on with my life,
Mm.
and for me, I don't like change. And anytime change needs to be done, I'm forced to do it. And I mean, sometimes it's for the better.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like, well, what was the point of that? Because nothing really happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I would say in the past couple of years, I've been forced to change my living situation.
So specifically about living situation. Yeah. Yeah, I see. I see. Well, that makes a lot of sense to me. Like forced, you said because of your past to change some of your present living situations. Am I getting it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense to me because my initial thought with the airplane is that airplanes tend to be a symbol of transition, right? Taking off,
Mhm.
moving from one place to another. We travel with airplanes. So oftentimes people are in airports or people are jumping onto planes because they're in a transition. I'm moving from one place in my life to another, but yours is unique because one, I'm being forced onto it. So it means that Paula is dragging her feet. Whatever change is going on in Paula's life, she does not want to be there. And furthermore, you said your hands almost felt cuffed or like heavy, like they were restrained in some
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
And hands are a critical symbol inside of dreams because each part of our body has a different sort of emotional meaning. But hands, in particular, hands and arms, are both how we reach our goals, but also how we defend ourselves. So most symbols have both a light and a shadow side. So the light side is I can reach out for the things I want in life and grab them with my hands, but also I can defend myself if I'm being attacked with my hands.
Yeah, but
Put a stop
my
to things.
hands are felt like being tied.
And so I would imagine whatever this transition is for you, and we haven't talked before this. You haven't told me what this transition is. So I'm just reading your dream. I don't have any insider information. Whatever this transition is, it sounds to me like your brain is saying, we don't feel like we're actually reaching for this change to achieve our goals. And we also don't feel like we can defend ourselves against some of the unknown aspects of this change. We feel helpless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Additionally, the plane is dark, meaning I don't feel like I have any insight. See the play on words? Insight into
Yeah.
why this change is happening. What the hell?
Like why?
Why? I cannot see the vision here. Does that resonate with the change that you're experiencing?
It does. It really does.
Yeah. So the plane takes off. And then you realize it's a cargo plane, which to me is like, well, what do you put in a cargo plane? Cargo. Well, what is cargo a symbol for? Past baggage. Oh, okay. So I've got to make this change. I don't feel like I have the ability to reach my goals or defend myself during this change. I have zero insight into why this change is happening, and I'm carrying a whole plane's load of baggage with me from my past during this change. Why would your brain tell you all that? What is it that you need to hear or change or do that your brain would tell you this?
I don't know, but see, that's why, like, one of the reasons why I'm going back to school. That's one change because, like, I sit here all day doing nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in my early 40s, so my life isn't done yet.
No, far from it.
I could still go do what I want to do because I don't like not doing nothing because when I'm doing nothing, my brain is going. So I try to do things during the day to keep my brain from talking to me, I guess you would say.
That does make a lot of sense. It's like, I think that relates to the hands part is like, my hands are doing nothing. I'm doing nothing. And so, well, Paula, in life, The only constant is change. Things are
Yeah.
going to change. We all know
Yeah.
that. So it's an old saying, but it's true. And so if you can't stop the change, it does feel nice to be able to at least have some influence over the change. But I find that oftentimes with my clients who've experienced complex trauma, and of course, this is not a counseling session or anything like that. Like, it's just for entertainment, but to
Yeah.
use it as an illustration, I find that oftentimes those people who have experienced trauma, it's almost like it hypnotizes them.
Yeah.
It influences them. And the way that it influences them is that it tells them you have no control over the change that's taking place in your life, because that trauma is typically non-consensual. That's the definition. I run a school called Trauma Focused Hypnotherapy that certifies counselors to use hypnosis to treat complex trauma. And that's where we start our class with, the very first day, we're like, in order to have a good class and to teach you how to overcome trauma, you have to have a good definition. I tell you what, there's very little things that make me as frustrated as talking with other counselors and them not being able to even define what trauma is. Like, I think that's, how can you go to a doctor? Like, imagine any other kind of doctor, and you go to the doctor and you ask them, what is the flu? And they're like, well, I don't know. It's kind of like a cough and a runny nose. It's like, well, those are the symptoms of the flu.
But what is it?
The flu is a virus, right?
Yeah.
Trauma is a non-consensual ripping away of an identity. That's it. If we have our identity attached to something, and a life experience comes along and rips that identity away without consent, that's trauma. Now, that's very different than consensual changes we go through. Like, I have a 2.5-year-old at home, right? Gosh, she's the best. I love him so much. That's little Oliver. Y'all have seen him on the Instagram stories.
Yeah.
I chose willingly to make that change to my identity. The Jesse that existed pre-parenthood, pre-dad, is dead. That Jesse doesn't exist anymore, except as a memory inside of my brain. The only Jesse that exists now is the Jesse who is a father of a 2-year-old. That's a consensual change. But let's say that something happened in my life where I'm going through a situation and something happens outside of my consent. Like, someone is there to mug me as I go to my car. I might have this identity in my head that, well, I'm a 6-foot tall white male. I blaze through life expecting to be safe and fine because no one's going to do anything to me until it doesn't. And then I have this reckoning of like, well, how am I supposed to live my life now when I thought I was safe? But the reality of not being safe came crashing into my world. Now this identity that I have of being safe is ripped away from me. What I find a lot of times my trauma clients will do is that type of hypnotizing experience will give them the suggestion, you never have control.
I know we never have control. It's just, it would be nice to have some control.
That's what I'm getting to, is we do have some control, but the trauma lies to us a little bit, saying we have zero control. And so I'll meet with, my trauma clients, and oftentimes life will happen to them rather than them living life. You see, there's a difference. Yeah. If we know that change is coming, there's a difference between sitting and waiting for the change to happen, which is kind of a trauma response, almost like the fawn response, right? Or freeze response. Yeah. Versus, I know life is going to change. That's guaranteed. So I'm going to go mess with some stuff. Punk rock anarchy, right? Like, I'm going to go middle finger to the man. I'm going to go change the system. Like, if I know that life is going to be chaos, I'm going to be the chaos. That's like the recovery.
I get that too, and I do that too sometimes. But then, like we say, life happens, and then I'm back to having the response of going, well, what was the point of that?
Yeah. I wonder if your dream. That's such a great question, Paula. I couldn't have asked you to ask a better question. It's so good. Let's look at the dream and see if it has an answer for you. Because I think we got to the root of it. Am I wrong in thinking that is a fundamental question you struggle with?
All the time.
Could you say it again just so we can solidify it? Because you said it so well.
Like, if I know that there's change coming, but I try it and then life happens. So I go back to the part of me saying, well, what was the point of that?
Yeah. Yeah. So the plane is flying and they're saying it's time to get off the plane.
Yeah.
How are you feeling in that moment?
I'm petrified.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't want to jump.
Don't want to jump.
Like, I was forced to get on, but now I'm being told I can get off, but I don't want to leave. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. What are you thinking in the dream? And you probably have to fill this in a little bit while you're awake. That's okay. But trust your brain. You know, the same subconscious that gave you the dream is still at play right now. It's going to give you the answers here. When you are thinking about jumping off the plane, they're telling you must, you have to. Why are you afraid of jumping off the plane? Sounds like an obvious question, but I want you to fill it in. What are you afraid will happen when you jump off the plane?
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
And by not make it, you mean like splat and die?
No, just like disappearing.
Oh, see, I'm so glad I asked and didn't assume. Disappearing,
Yeah,
like you'll cease
it's
to
not the
exist?
fear. It wasn't the fear of falling. It was the fear of, oh God, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna end up disappearing?
Like as in ceasing to exist, kind of disappearing.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I just thought of like just evaporating in the sky, and I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. You're smiling a little bit when you say that. What are you thinking when you think about disappearing and we unpack it?
It's so weird. It makes so much sense.
What's clicking for you right now? I saw that smile of knowing, and I was like something's clicking.
Everything, like everything, the stuff that I'm going through in my life, and being able to talk the dream out to a specialist who could be like, well, like, you're not giving the answers, you're letting me realize what the dream is trying to say, but I'm getting a professional perspective now, going, well, yeah, maybe, yeah, I could, and I'm like, yeah, it makes so much sense.
That's the point. Yeah, my job is not to necessarily interpret the dream, it's to help you walk through it. Like the answers are already inside of you. I'm just trying to help you recognize the wisdom that's already in there. That's the point. But nobody believes me online, so I have to say I'm a dream interpreter. I don't actually interpret shit. You're interpreting it.
That's it.
That's the magic. I actually don't have to do anything. I just have to ask the right questions.
That's it. And that's why, like, with you, like, even like through your messages and text, you still wouldn't give me the answer. You'd ask me, okay, well, what do you think it is? And then you'd come back with your opinion, and I'd still sit there going, damn, this dude is right.
Hey, maybe I know a thing or two about a thing or two, So you're thinking, I gotta jump out of this plane. I'm being forced to jump out of this plane, but I'm gonna evaporate into thin air.
Yep.
The
fear of falling to the ground is the fear of evaporating out of, like, into nothing.
But you don't. You're like a superhero.
Yeah.
Wow.
I end up doing this Black Widow stance at the what?
It's pretty badass. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. I'm gonna tell you what that means here in a second, but you know me, I'm one for drama, so I'm gonna leave you on the edge of the cliff here. All parts of a dream are parts of you. That is a very important rule of dream interpretation. All the pieces are actually pieces of you. Some of them are disowned pieces, so they can look very foreign, right? So there are individuals on this cargo plane that are telling you and almost forcing you, almost pushing you off the plane. Why would they do that? And what part of you is doing that? Do they want to hurt you?
I don't feel like they want to hurt me.
I didn't think so either, Paula.
Oh.
So what do they want? Imagine yourself for a minute, really put yourself in those shoes. Like, imagine yourself as that person pushing Paula off the plane. What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
That I'll be fine and that it's not as deep as I think it is jumping off.
Yeah. Yeah. Paula, I hope you hold on to that. And that's the answer for the question you just asked is two things. First, what the dream is telling you is that you have a lot more resiliency and ability than you give yourself credit for. And I don't know what your trauma is. You haven't told me.
Mm.
But it sounds like it gave you the lie and made you believe the lie that you will not survive. It has given you this opinion of yourself and this identity that you're fragile. And that's not the person I see. Furthermore, that's not the person that your subconscious sees. Your subconscious acts as this like dark, shadowy character, like piloting this secret dark cargo plane. You know, and that confidence, I'm sure, has been so disowned as a part of your life. Like you've lost it so much. But let this be a reminder that as much as you think you may have lost your confidence, it's still there. In fact, you can never lose it. And it believes in you. And so when you think about this tension and this frustration with these dreams, you know, a lot of times people say, you know, my mind is sabotaging me. No, I think your mind believes in you a lot more than you do while you're awake. And so it's pushing you. It's pushing you off the plane. And the second thing that I have to say, that's one. The second thing is the question you said was, well, yeah, change is always coming, but it always feels like as much as I try to be the change, it never happens the way that I think it will. That is a fundamental truth. No plan when we start is the same plan when we end. We always
Yeah.
start with an idea. We start to make a change and then we pivot, right? If you have this idea inside of your head that in order to be the change I want in my life, things have to go according to my plan A. Well, that doesn't happen for anybody. That's just not a thing that does exist. Nobody does that. It always starts with I want that. I'm going to start walking that way. Oh, there's a log in the path. Got to go a little bit this way. Oh, there's a river. Got to swim through that. Okay. The plan always changes, but that doesn't mean that you aren't resilient, strong, and capable. And it seems very clear to me, especially in this part one of the dream. We haven't even gotten to part two yet,
Yeah.
but in part one of the dream, that your mind is trying to share this with you. How does that sit with you?
Pretty deep.
Yeah. Are some
Yeah.
things coming up, or some thoughts that you want to share? Feel
A little
comfortable sharing?
bit. A little bit. I mean, because like, okay, a little background. It's just 3 years ago, I split with my last partner, who I thought was gonna be my last partner
Okay.
for the rest of my life, right?
You thought this was your forever
And
person.
that's it, because we had a child together, and then just I know it didn't come out of the blue, but it felt like for me, out of the blue, he's just like, we're done. I don't love you anymore. We're done.
That's hard.
And then because of that, my whole world flipped upside down. Like I ended up homeless. I ended up losing custody of my daughter. And I've been stable for the past 3.5 years. Like everything is okay. But then in the last 3.5 years, there's been hiccups. Feel like the end of the world, but at the end of the day, they're just hiccups.
Yeah.
You know, and then talking about all this, and that my brain is trying to tell me that it's okay, you're not as weak as you think you are. I'm like, okay, well then why are you trying to tell me that I'm weaker than I think I am by that stupid dream, you know?
Yeah. But the dream is not. The dream is
No,
showing. Yeah. No, I'm in agreement with you.
like it,
It feels like it when you wake up and your conscious brain looks at it. It's like, why would you tell me
Like,
I'm weak?
I'm laying in bed going, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's bringing up a little bit.
Yeah. It's a change. It's a big change. I really resonate with that part where you said, like, I worry that I would evaporate, because I think deep down there is this fear that often happens with us, that our identity can be taken from us.
Mm.
You know, and so you're about to jump out of this plane, and there's this fear that your identity will be taken. But the truth is, like, you know, life can take my fingers, they can take my leg, you know, they can take my health, but they can never take Jesse away from Jesse. They can never take Paula away from Paula. You'll always be you. And so here's this symbol. You fall and you hit the ground. You're finally grounded. See the play on words. And as you hit the ground like a superhero. And you know, we call superheroes indestructible. And so here's this metaphor of, I'm afraid that I will disappear. I'm too fragile. And your mind is saying, no, like, look, even in the darkest, most fearful parts of life, Paula can never cease to exist. She'll always be there. She's indestructible. Sure, things will not go according to plan. That's guaranteed.
Mm.
But Paula will always be. It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
Okay, but then you land and you're in Germany. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Like,
that one, you know, here I am being long-winded and very slow about the first part, but I'll give the whole summary of the second part real fast because it's a great, just like little symbol.
Yeah.
If you think about Germany after World War II, there's a lot of emotions there, like politically. There's this huge war, huge conflict, sign for conflict, and Germany was in the wrong. You know, they had to really admit defeat and then rebuild after admitting defeat. Again, you can't see; it's dark. You're in an alleyway, right? And so here again, it's like I lack insight into this new phase of my life that I am in and exploring. But it is more peaceful than the transition. Like it's this feeling of, I'm going to be okay. But I've had this huge conflict. I feel some shame, guilt, remorse because I did make mistakes and I'm trying to heal from them, trying to rebuild after them. And furthermore, you're in an alleyway, which is a beautiful sign of rebirth. It's, you know, not to be explicit, but like it's often the vaginal canal of, I have to make it through this alleyway to be reborn on the other side. It shows up with caves. It shows up with hallways inside of houses. And so here's an alleyway, a very common dream symbol for rebirth. I'm trying to make it through, push out of the darkness of the womb of incubating this new life into the new life. And here's the dawn.
Son of a bitch.
It's a great response. Son of a bitch. I've got a lot of hope for you, Paula. This is really great dream. It does sound like it's been tough. Like it's been real tough.
It's been tough.
But there's a lot of hope inside your subconscious. What happened over the past month to give you some hope for that dream that happened 2 weeks ago? It sounds like some things changed in your life.
Yeah, I started getting custody of my daughter again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old is she?
6.
6? Wow.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what that's like. I mean, I told you I've got a 2-year-old, and he's just my world, man.
Yeah, my kid's on my world.
And so I can't imagine losing custody and like having to wait to get that back. Yeah. Sounds like there's hope.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so I always like to kind of end these by asking this question. You know, dreams aren't just trying to share with us what's going on right now. They're trying to help us move forward and give us advice about what happens next. You know, they're survival mechanisms. Like, it's so strange to me that people think dreams are just this random junk when it's like everything in a human being has evolved, developed, or been created, whatever you believe in, to help us survive. Like, why would we sleep and dream? That's such a vulnerable, silly thing to do if it wasn't critically important. Like, you're going to be totally vulnerable and comatose for a third of your day. Sleep must be really dang important if biologically, evolutionarily, we haven't evolved to no longer sleep. Like, it must be critical, right? And dreams must be critical. You see how much they affect your day. Like, don't you think we would have evolved to no longer dream if they didn't play an important role? So if they are there, they must be important. And I think they're important to help us prepare for the future. And so I'm asking you that question, Paula. It's like, based on this dream, unpacking it together, what is your dream asking you to change in your life moving forward?
Be okay with change, because change is constant, so there's no avoiding it.
Mm.
So when it does come, even though it feels scary, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And that definition of okay is funny. And I want to validate that for you. And I can see the emotions. Like, I think okay means that Paula is indestructible. You know, sometimes I think that in order to be okay, I need this. In order to be okay, I need that. In order to be okay, this must happen. But life will often strip those things away from us and be like, no, no, no. No matter what happens, you are okay because you're always you. I'm not saying it's not painful. I'm not saying it's not tough. But nobody can take you away from you. And that's what it means to be okay.
Yeah.
Man, thanks for sharing. What a great dream.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Any closing thoughts or questions you might have?
No, it's just thank you. Like, I mean, I had my own interpretations, but to hear it from somebody who specializes in that,
Mm.
I don't feel as crazy, I guess you could say.
Good. I try to specialize in helping people not feel crazy. I think that's my job. Yeah, yeah. How does this interpretation, having worked through it, match or differ from the interpretation that you had? What's similar? What's different?
Well, there's more explanation.
Sure. We went a little deeper.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm, mm,
There's like we explored it more. There's more explanation as to what it meant and why why
yeah,
I had it.
yeah. That's great. That's great. Well, Paula, thanks so much. Before we end the episode, I have to give a special shout out to Julie at Empowering Me, who does all of our pre-interviews. And so thank you for meeting with Julie. She helps make sure and screen everybody before they come on the show. And I encourage everyone watching this to please go and follow Empowering Me on Instagram and TikTok. Julie has just the best. Links are in the description down below, but she's got the best like little community to help support those who are recovering and working through their trauma story. And it's beautiful, peer-led space to be accepted and to talk those things through, because peer support when it comes to trauma is crucial. And I'm really, really glad that she's doing that. And thank you for her for being a supporter of the channel. And thank you, Paula, for being brave,
Thank
coming
you.
on, getting some answers, and being a longtime follower. If you would like to be on the Dream Show and do a deep dive into your dream, the link to an application is down below. It's just a Google form. Fill it out real simply. We'll be in contact with you, and we'll get you on the YouTube show, and we'll figure out exactly what that dream is trying to tell you. Paula, thanks so much. Until next time, you have a good one. Bye.
Bye.